Well, now the IRS says help is on the way and money should be there in a week. Here's Janelle Baluta with more on what you should know.
Millions of others receiving those benefits. He hasn't gotten his $1,400.
Stimulus check would help me get moved in over here.
It's just around the corner, or technically a week away.
Oh, it will be a weight lifted off my shoulders.
They say most Social Security and federal aid recipients should go into their accounts or credited to their Direct Express cards. If you don't get the money electronically, it should come in the mail.
Huge news. Deposit dates have been announced and a new batch of stimulus is coming your way very soon and coming to the people that qualify. So I'll be going over the most important information on how to actually qualify for the stimulus and how to actually get the money that you deserve. Because I know that President Biden said he would do more for the American people. That's what he promised all of us, so I hope he keeps his word this time. The first and second checks of $3 billion of tax revenue started going out to Massachusetts residents last week. But if you didn't get yours, there's no need to worry. About 3 million people will get one of these checks, and to qualify for the refund right now, you must have filed a tax return on or before October of this year. So those individuals receive the refund automatically approximately a month after filing. Not only that, folks, but listen to this. About 3 million people will get one of these refunds, and to qualify for a refund, it's only the second time it happened. Now, since the law passed, the chapter actually requires the Department of Revenue to issue a credit to taxpayers if the total tax revenue exceeds an annual cap that's tied to wage and salary growth. So the money is being returned to eligible taxpayers by the state Department of Revenue in proportion to their personal tax liability. So, for example,
to put stimulus payments in the pockets of about 85% of Americans, according to the United States Treasury Department. The government wasted no time in getting money to people, with some already seeing the payments in their bank accounts this weekend. But some people are still waiting.
And offers a tax break.
People won't have to pay taxes on the first just over $10,000 of their unemployment insurance benefits.
And the bill's $1,400 stimulus checks will be the largest yet for most Americans.
Everybody, CNBC News reported that consumers who have been squeezed by higher prices may be experiencing a little more relief. According to a recent report, fewer adults say that they are receiving and living on paycheck to paycheck. As of July, 60% of Americans are living to paycheck, and even 61% are doing this higher than a year ago. Low-income people have also been hit the hardest by this time, and particularly before food and even other staples, since those expenses were a bigger share of their budget. Even though top earners have also been struggling to make ends meet, wealthier Americans feel less financially strained. The report found that those earning on $200,000 or more reported living 30% paycheck to paycheck. Now, recent signs that inflation has passed its peak and may be cooling off is a welcome sign for the cash-strapped Americans, but the Fed is raising its interest rates again to further slow inflation. So it's still near its highest level since the 80s. The U.S. Central Bank has indicated more increases are coming until there are clear signs of a pullback, but for much of this year, the Fed has sought to tamp down the decades-high inflation by tightening the monetary policy. Simple as that, including issuing any unprecedented 4 consecutive rate hikes of 75 basis points or 3/4 of a percentage point. Last week, the CPI index showed again that inflation slowed to 7.7%. That's 8.2% year over year. And if you haven't filed a 2021 federal tax return, there may be a chance you could get the missing out on the generous tax credit. You can use the IRS free file program that is open through Thursday, November 17th. Beyond that date, though, they will still be able to claim this by filing a federal tax return. The American Rescue Plan Act, passed by Congress in 2021, temporarily made enhanced tax
signed by President Biden this week will get money to those who need it most. It calls for providing an extra $300 in unemployment benefits through the fall. It also provides stimulus payments of up to $1,400. The full amount goes to individuals earning less than $75,000, but then the payments phase out as income goes up.
So if you're 75,000 or less, you should get the full $1,400. Once you're leaving the 75,000 between 75 and 100, it does get phased out down to zero beyond 100,000.
Married couples earning less than $150,000 also qualify for the full amount.
Everybody get excited. Everybody get excited. It has been confirmed that millions of people can start to receive the new financial benefits coming from Joe Biden. The lawmakers in several states have approved an extra $100 monthly benefit boost to all eligible people. And that's definitely what everyone needed for this holiday season. Stimulus, and that's only Just the tip of the iceberg, because this means some households will be able to claim up to $1,500 in the extra financial aid this month. So, to help with the cost of groceries, many families are actually eligible for food assistance, and they can expect to receive extra help this month ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. Michigan families receiving SNAP will receive at least $95 more a month, and according to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services recent announcement, additional food assistance for eligible families will help more than 1.3 million people in Michigan and more than 700,000 households. The governor has also said in an official statement, this extra $95 will help families get a little breathing room as we enter the holiday season. I will continue to work with anyone at the federal and state level to help people in Michigan put food on the table and keep their hard-earned money to pay for other critical household expenses. For eligible residents, the additional benefits will be loaded onto bridge cards through November 21st and towards the end of the year. The added benefit will show as a separate payment from benefits already loaded on cards earlier this month. The state officials have noted there is no need to reapply for additional benefits. In October, those receiving food assistance benefits have also received a cost of living increase. Inflation has been scorching hot and increasing since the last time this year. Consumers have been paying more for grocery items as price increases.
They sound honest.
Social Security's Office of the Inspector General says there are third-party firms that can help you obtain Social Security disability benefits.
For people who got a stimulus check in March based on their 2019 return, but were owed more after filing a 2020 return. And we finally have an answer for recipients of Veterans Affairs benefits who don't normally file taxes.
October 1st, 2022. So the Social Security Administration will send out the payments the Friday before. In September, this means SSI recipients will get paid on September 1st and September 3rd.
So $800 is on the way, everybody. You may be eligible to receive an inflation payment of $800. And now this is the latest information on the fourth stimulus check. Millions of taxpayers can expect to receive a big bonus tax rebate for their state and city. It's a lot of details being released, so I want you to continue watching this to not miss out on the most important stimulus news, because we have a ton of news to cover. So here is the news. The eligible taxpayers can be eligible for a tax rebate of $800 in the bank accounts by the end of the year. The South Carolina Department of Revenue said that rebates will be issued and sent out to eligible taxpayers who file their tax return by October 17. And according to state officials, they have already begun issuing rebates, and eligible recipients will receive it by the end of the year. Those who chose to file their returns after the original October 17 extension deadline have until October 15 to also end October 15 and February 15, 2023 of next year to get the returns in order to be eligible for a rebate. Now, eligible taxpayers who file between October 18 and February 15 of next year will receive the checks in later this year. You receive your 2021 refund by direct deposit. The South Carolina Department of Revenue said it will use the same bank account to issue your rebate by direct deposit, unless you notify them of a change in banking information by November 1st. State officials have noted that you will receive